Hi, I'm Jeff. This is Tropical Plants at 53 degrees north. So it's that time of the month again. We're going to have a look around the greenhouse and look at the different plants of interest. I normally call this what's in bloom, but as time's gone on and I've made these videos, it's kind of turned into plants of interest, things that are doing something a little bit unusual and a little bit interesting. So it's not necessarily things that are in bloom. So I kind of thought, well, that title isn't really fitting anymore. It's going to be a nice, relaxed, casual, off-the-cuff kind of a video, this one. It's Sunday morning. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a beautiful day, lovely blue sky, and by goodness, that is very rare in this country. So I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to have a nice, chill Sunday morning, relaxed tour of some beautiful tropical plants. So let's jump in. And we are in. Okay, so there's lots to show today. I think it's probably about 6 weeks to 2 months since I last did like a quotation marks here tour of the greenhouse. So what I'm going to try and do here is not just focus on things that are flowering. I'm going to show you different things that crop up, things that have changed, what my thoughts are on different things, and hopefully we can show some things that you've maybe not seen before even. So it's going to be a nice, casual, relaxed kind of a tour because that's the kind of groove I am rocking at the moment. In fact, I might even call that the video. That might be the name for the video, Plants That Rock. So let's just have a little look. Well, my asparagus fern over here is rocking at the moment. It's looking nice and green for once. I have really cut this back. It got really large, and if you ever saw the repotting video on it, the roots just go crazy. They're like concrete. You can probably see like this bulging pot here. It's just solid with roots, and it probably needs another repot, but I don't know if I want to. I don't want it to get much bigger than that. I'm quite happy with it like that. That's about all I want it to be. Nepenthes gaya is putting out some really sticky traps now. This one is a real beauty for colour. It really is nice. There's a couple of leaves cutting off there, hiding underneath. And that one's a new one. That's just opened up. There's usually a few around the back. There's another one coming there. What I like about this one is it doesn't seem to be putting all its energies into creating new vines. It just seems to create the new pictures, which is brilliant because it's the pictures that we like, isn't it? I saw somebody the other day mention this Dendrobium, this is densiflorum, I think. Yeah, densiflorum. And they said it was a true intermediate. So all you orchid people out there, if you could tell me whether this would actually do better, because it did have a lovely big bud on it, and I thought, great, it's going to flower, and then of course it promptly blasted. And there is said bud there. See that little shriveled up thing there. So that's not really done anything. I'm not that experienced a grower with those kind of things, but would it do better in the warm side? Answers in the comments. So this is going a bit crazy. So this was from my Tradescantia tricolor minima. This was one of the green cuttings. It's done lots of flowering for me. But of course I can just do another one, can't I? I can just keep coming along with those. If I show you over here, so this is the parrot plant. So this is the one that I take all the green shoots off, and I occasionally take some of these pinky, creamy shoots off as well, because they can take over. It's a bit bizarre really. You would expect it would just be the green ones, but no, they can as well. Whereas this one, which looks like it's from a different plant, but it wasn't. This one is a bunch of cuttings from the one on the right, but only the variegated shoots. I only took the variegated shoots, and that in itself is really nice because it doesn't have the cream in it. Can you see? Well, I keep calling it cream. It's more pink, isn't it, really? It doesn't have the pink. I don't know how these things kind of pop up. Maybe, I mean, I've tried taking the pink, just the pink on their own, they all perish. There's no way they survive on their own. So yeah, the one on the left was just from the one on the right, but just purely the variegated leaves. And it seems to have created like a completely different plant, a different type of plant. I really like that as well. Okay, so it is obviously Streptocarpus season. There's loads of streps coming out now. We'll point them out as we go round. Oh, this one's bethan. We've got this hairy Tradescantia in the corner here, sillamontana. Lots of people really like this one. Quite a slow grower for me in my environment. You've seen lots of these before. I've still got a couple of blooms on it, but not worth pointing out. Beautiful new pictures on these divisions of Cephalotus follicularis. In fact, both of them are even going to bloom, which is a bit strange considering it's new. I really like these new ones down here. Gorgeous different colours on them. I've brought most of my Drosera like to kind of, well, not head height, but so you can see them a little bit closer. So what's this one? This one is, oh gosh, that's a really big long name. That's really pretty, isn't it? I'm going to hang that one. The hanging one seems to have worked really well. So that's Drosera dichotama giant. I mean, as you can see, it just naturally hangs anyway. It's not sticking upright, so that's going to need something doing to it very soon. These blooms on this one, so these are capensis, they don't last very long. They last a matter of hours. They open up, you can see all the dead ones, and then just at the tips there, you've got 3 or 4 ones that haven't opened yet. But we've got plenty on there, and they're lovely when they're out, but like I say, they don't last very long at all. So it's worth keeping them. So this one here, this Cephalotus, my mind went completely blank. See, I'm so chilled, I don't know what I'm saying. So we've got loads of new ones on here, loads of new pictures, little tiny ones. And this is the first year that it's produced the pictures without producing the leaves. Normally it produces a bunch of leaves and then it produces the pictures. This year it's just gone straight for the pictures and it's producing all these blooms. If you've ever seen a Cephalotus bloom, these things can get really long, like several feet long. So I have a while to wait yet for that. Madagascariensis, I'm not sure you've seen this one close up. Really bizarre plants, these Drosera. Do love them, really like them. So yeah, look at this one. So my Streptocarpus dunnii, so this is my unifoliate. It's getting bigger. It should only ever have one leaf. Sometimes they have a couple. It's just going a little bit like crispy at the end there because it's in the line of fire of the fan. So I'm hoping we should get some blooms. The blooms tend to come from the end there. So this is a species Streptocarpus. Unusual thing. Thanks to Michael for pointing that out. I've got a few people to mention on this one. So this is my... Oh gosh, I'm rubbish with names. I just forget them all. So this fern, what is it? Quadricolor? Pteris quadricolor. Because it has 4 colours. Quadricolor? Pteris quadriaurita. I think I've seen it called quadricolor. Quadriaurita. Perhaps that's Latin for quadricolor. 4 different colours, as you might expect with a name like that. So it's got some more new fronds on it, so we should have some nice bronzy colour on that very soon. So where else? So we've got, new Streptocarpus coming down here. So this one is Streptocarpus harlequin lace. I should have some new ones this year because some of them last year just didn't get big enough. They were in one of those like little peat pots and they just didn't kind of break out of that. So I've started cutting them now when I get new ones. So I haven't had any new ones this year. We have another little Drosera there. That one's hamiltonii. It's the little rosettes that's the hamiltonii. The other ones are stowaways. It's just appeared. So we've got this one is harlequin blue. Beautiful colours on that one. And this is how the colours are. There's nothing... I've not got any filters on this video. Although sometimes they can come out looking different on video. Titania. What else have we got over here? Harlequin purple. I mean, how many of these different hybrids can you have? There's absolutely hundreds of them. And I'm not really sure where to go with them next, to be honest. So my pings. So that one is going to bloom. These Mexican varieties are much better. They're much bigger and they don't seem to die quite as easily. Pinguiculas Guatemala. This one looked like it was heading south. This is cross Vesa, or Wessa. I always want to say Vesa for some reason. Tina, not looking that good. Normally when they go purple, that's like the winter leaves. So That one is just like a mound of moss now. I'm not giving up on it just yet, whether there's something will come back, but it's completely vanished. So I'm thinking that one has decided it's had enough of life. So we've got Katie just coming out, really lovely, deep purple. I was talking to somebody somewhere, I was on Instagram or one of these things, about my coelogyne cristata. And I mean, I've gone here above 10 degrees Celsius, but they were saying that really they need to go like have a really cold spell, you know, like down to like 5 degrees Celsius, and that's the only way they bloom. And that would make sense because a lot of my peers, friends, I call them friends, they are, aren't they really? Acquaintances, people on YouTube who grow these in their greenhouse have no trouble with them whatsoever, but these are unheated greenhouses, or at least greenhouses that just have the frost kept off them. So that might be why everybody else seems to grow them as easily if they were dandelions and buttercups or grass. And for me, it just doesn't seem to want to bloom for me. This is the fourth year and nothing, still nothing. It puts new growth out, but it just doesn't want to bloom. So my nanouk lilac looking nice in places, nice with the new growth down here, but gosh, it's so prone to spotting and brown bits. I still like it, but you know, is it thriving? I would say not at the moment. I think it may show me a little bit better foliage on there when it comes round to summer and it's not quite as humid. But of course other things then take a dive. So that's the issue of growing all these different plants in one environment. Now the very keenly eyed amongst you will notice that there is a gap there is a space. That's because not only, and there's a gap over there as well, the banana is outside now and the Brugmansia is outside now. So what I'll do later on, I'll take you for a spin out in the garden and show you what they're looking like at the moment, and some of the plants that's looking really fabulous at the moment, and I'll probably do a voiceover for it so you can have a little listen and look at what's going on. So we'll just move around over here. I think there's probably more things going on in the cooler side at the moment. It is obviously going quite warm in here during the day. This is new. This is a new pelargonium. Much as I really like all the species ones, I mean, you know, you can't deny. I mean, this is a regal. Absolutely beautiful colours. I love the regal ones. So this is Kamal. That's how you spell it. Kamal, regal pelargonium. This is quite a recent purchase for me. I mean, we have the species one here on the right. This is one of the species pelargoniums. I think this one was Trifidum, is it? No. What do I know? Longicaulis. I think it's Longicaulis, twice. Name's so good they named it twice. But it's not really had that many blooms on it. It's only had a few. Another species pelargonium, I like this one. This is the Trifidum. That's a beautiful little thing there. It's more of a trailer. I mean, a lot of these are like trailers. Dendrobium nobile, a star class, still in tons of blooms, loads going on there. Very, very nice plant for me. Moving on up, the Dracula. I did have, well, this is got, I don't know if you can see it back there. Look at the spikes on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spikes at the moment. They're going pretty slowly, I'm guessing, because the temperatures are getting warmer. So I did have a spike on it. I had that beautiful bloom on it, and then it looked like it was getting a successional bloom, and it got to the point where the bud was really fat and it was just about to open, and you would say at that point blooming was absolutely assured. But no, it actually blasted just before it opened, which was really disappointing. But it's got tons of spikes on it. There's 2 there as well. It's just like bursting forth with spikes. But I'm not counting my chickens because I think, you know, Draculas are one of those things, aren't they? That they don't really like it warm. And as soon as the temperatures go up and the sun hits that glass, which it is doing, and it's going to do this week, that may well set it back. I think I've got it in just about the shadiest bit or the coolest bit, I should say, out of any kind of direct sun that I can manage. So this Nepenthes burkei, I lost all the pictures when I transferred it into coconut husks, but as you can see, beautiful picture, another beautiful picture at the back there, another one at the top there, another one down there. So that one's doing great guns at the moment.